Now, y'all probably know that I love my e-mobility, but up until recently, I hadn't tried an electric scooter, or didn't have one at least. But I recently picked up an entry level from GoTrax, so today we're gonna take a look at the GoTrax Ebikes electric scooter. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony, and for the past year, I've been covering a lot of e-mobility stuff here on the channel. I love my electric skateboards. I've got numerous of those. I've got a Super 73 ZX electric bike, as well as a Super 73 Z1 that my wife has. All of them a lot of fun, and it's become a huge passion for me, but I hadn't got into the electric scooter stuff yet. I don't live in a big city. I live in a small town tourist area on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and they don't have like the Lime and whatever, you know, the ride-sharing scooters all around the place here. But I've been checking them out online and was like, oh, these look pretty cool, man. Maybe I'll have to try that. And then our security guard here in our complex has one of them. She rides it around to get around the complex quickly. And it's a GoTrax scooter. So I was like, hey, let me check that out. I wrote it and was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to try one of these. But you know how it is. When you're getting into something, you're like, I don't know that I really want to go for the full-on $3,000 version of whatever it is I'm trying to get. I want to get something that's entry level so I can make sure I like it and not be stuck with something that's super expensive that I don't ride or like. So I did check out the GoTrax website, and I found that they have a large variety, all the way from, you know, $200-300 up to $1,000. Then I got an email that they were having a sale. Checked out the website. The GoTrax Ebikes was only $300, so I said, let's do it. I'm pulling the trigger. I've had it for about a month, and true to the entry level thing, yeah, I definitely already want to upgrade. So here's what we're going to do. I filmed an unboxing and assembly when I first got it, so we're going to do that, and I've got that compressed down to just a few minutes. Do a little bit of riding, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my impressions. I've definitely got some things that I really like about it, and then there's some things that I don't love about it. So let's dig in. Okay, so first thing you gotta do is push that button right there, but it's super bright out here, and that's the one thing. This display right here, it makes it a little bit difficult to read if there's any sunlight at all. Now, I have put on some polarized glasses and was able to see it a little bit better, but if there was one thing I'd say right off the bat, I'd like to see that display be a little bit brighter. Also, you'll notice right here, the cruise control that you see on there, it's basically, once you press the accelerator or throttle for 10 seconds, it kicks in. I don't love that because I would prefer that it just operated when I wanted it to. Maybe if there was a button right here on the display or something like that, that would be great. So one thing thing about these is that it's not like you can just get on it and hit the accelerator because it won't go. You have to actually give it a little push and then it'll go. Now it does have a little bell on it. You know, it's sufficient to let somebody know you're coming. So yeah, once you're going, if you hold that accelerator or throttle for 10 seconds, it just beeps at you and continues at that rate, which I guess is good because you get a good speed and you just go, right? But I don't know, man, I'd like to be able to control a little bit more just by pushing a button. Sometimes I don't want it to kick in because if I'm going really fast, then it's just gonna go at that speed. So that is the GoTrax Apex. Let me tell you a few things that I really do like about this. They advertise the speed at 15 miles per hour and they say that the max speed is 15.5 miles per hour. I will tell you that that is accurate. So I like that they're accurate with that, especially in their marketing on their website. If they told me that it goes 25 miles an hour and I was like, dude, I only weigh 95 pounds, well, I'm only getting 15 miles per hour. So that's good. It has a built-in headlight and tail light, so you don't have to buy extra lights for it. And when you hit the brake on that, it actually makes the tail light blink. So that's very good. And the headlight only comes on when you press the button to turn it on. They're accurate on their website with a charge time of only 4 to 5 hours. That's really not all that bad considering that's a pretty big battery pack that's inside there. And speaking of the battery, a lot of them will put the battery inside they call it the rudder or the handle, the tube that comes up to the handlebars. Much like an electric skateboard, this one has the batteries inside the deck. I like that a lot. They advertise a range of 15 miles, which I would say is pretty accurate. That's per charge. And it's a very comfy ride. Now the things that I don't like so much, it has pneumatic wheels on that, and I realize that most of them do, but you know, I'm riding electric skateboards and the innovations on those, I've seen airless rubber all-terrain tires all over the place. In fact, I've got them on one of my boards, and then I have some street wheels that are also airless rubber. So I know that it can be done, and I think that would be a nice addition to this because, look, I get range anxiety. I live on the beach, and there's like little cactuses and little sand spurs and stuff like that around here. Pop tires are a normal thing, but I don't want to have to worry about it every time I go out for a ride, especially if I go 5 miles, 10 miles out. It's no fun getting a flat at 8 miles away from your home. While the advertised speed of 15 miles per hour, it is able to reach that, but the motors are pretty weak on this thing, or the motor is pretty weak. It's a hub motor that's in the back wheel. It'll get to 15 miles per hour, but the acceleration on it is eh. The cruise control, you know, I'm glad that it has cruise control because if you're going a long distance, you're going to go to the store or something like that, you got your backpack on, you don't have to worry about, you know, acceleration. But it'd be nice if it was just a button that was right there on that display. I could just push the button and you're in cruise control mode because, you know, just holding that thing down 10 seconds, it goes beep and then it's stuck in that mode. But, you know, of course, you can hit the brake or the accelerator, the throttle in order to get it out of that mode. But it's, I don't know, for some reason to me it's unnerving because maybe I don't feel like going the full speed, you know, full throttle, except for just 10 seconds. You know, I just need a little bit of a burst. I don't need it to go right into that because, you know, I've been going up hills and you put that throttle down, it locks into cruise control, you get to the top and it's like, you know, that kind of thing. So it would be nice if it was just a button that you could press. While I like that the batteries are built into the deck is pretty narrow. I mean, I'd just like to see it just maybe an inch or two wider, and maybe an inch on either side of it would definitely make it more comfortable. And a lot of the more expensive ones that I've seen have that. So I'm like, okay, that's definitely something I'd be looking for in the next one. And last, the display kind of sucks in the daylight. I mean, yeah, I can't see that thing. I got to kind of put my hand over it or something like that. If I do wear some polarized sunglasses, It's a little bit better, but it's not great. Maybe it's because the cover that's on that is tinted or whatever. I just like to be able to see that display when I'm out riding it, you know what I mean? So at least my list of is shorter than the list of good, but you know, it's a good entry-level beginner type scooter, and if you just needed something for a simple commute, it'd definitely be good for that. That's not to say that they're all like that from GoTrax, because they've got some higher end ones that have more, you know, more torque, more power, and probably addresses a lot of those things that I mentioned in there. It normally sells for $399. I've seen sales for $349. I got it for $299, so that was a good deal. It's an inexpensive way to get around and commute. And with gas the way it is these days, it's definitely something you might want to think about. So that is the GoTrax Apex, and I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel, so if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. I have links down there for my social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so if you have one of those, I'd appreciate a follow. If you've been with this channel since 2013 and seeing new content, man, I really appreciate your support. If you're new to this channel, I really appreciate your support as well. Very humbling to me. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.